good. And I'm just going to say, thanks to Claire for that intro. I think that was amazing. I'm going to play that wherever I go, any kind of webinar, speaking gig, even walking into Nando's.
Yes. You are my kind of person. I can see you're going to get somewhere. Right, I'll leave it to you guys. I'll see you in a bit.
Awesome. Let's get into it then. So look, we're both going to do this session. We're going to kind of go back and forth a little bit. We've got the chat as well. So with the chat, look, if there's any questions that you have as we go along, by all means, chuck them into the chat. We're going to do some Q&A at the end also, but we'll try and mention it. We'll try and pick up on any kind of questions as we go along. So we'll both be getting involved in that. I'm going to run through a few things today. The next 6 hours, we're going to be covering this. I'm only joking. It's only 1 hour, right? We're going to take 1 hour of your time, but we're going to go through some valuable stuff here. First of all, we're just going to tell you a little bit about us, why you should even listen to us. We're going to talk about marketing right now. So whether it's for your business or if it's online for a product or service or even kind of affiliate stuff as well. We're going to then look at the big opportunity that is going on right now also. And then we'll get into some Q&A. Now, I know from being on these Saturday schools and knowing some different people who watch as well, there's lots of different levels that go on. There's going to be some stuff in here that you're familiar with. There's going to be some bits in here that you would have never seen before as well. So the next hour is going to be really valuable. Make sure you have a pen, and a pad and take some notes as we run through. So let's just kick off with a few things just about us, because look, they're experts everywhere, right? Wherever you go, you can't even go onto LinkedIn anymore without people messaging you, telling you that they can help you. And there's all sorts going on. So I just want to take a little bit of time here just to give a bit of background on us. So Claire mentioned as well that we've joined forces to create strategy and conversions. We did this probably, I guess, about four months ago. We started, we started the podcast about 6-7 months ago, and then we kind of moved straight in then to create the business, where we were just getting messages saying, "Look, can you help us with this? Can you help us with that?" Now, me and Mark have known each other for quite some time. I think a good kind of 6 years now. Yeah. And we've worked together on so many different projects with different people. As Claire mentions, I've been running a marketing consultancy business. Mark's had a business coaching business as well. And I would work with his clients. He would work with mine. We worked with people from setting up a business, from scratch, people who have a business that is a little bit stuck. They want to reach on to that kind of next step. And we've also worked with some kind of hefty businesses as well who turn over millions. Yeah. And we've had to sign some thick NDAs as well, just to be able to work with them. So it's what we're talking about here is not like it's not a new kind of thing. We've been doing things together, but this business entity as strategy and conversions is new. So what we'll do, we'll just tell you a little bit about each other as well. So I think, Mark, if you want to start off, mate, and just give a little background on you and some of the stuff that you do.
Yeah, okay. So, I'm Mark Tanner. I'm a bit of an old guy. Started out my kind of business or career life in 1978, would you believe? So I worked for an IT company for 17 years in the end, doing all sorts of different bits and pieces when IT was very, very new. And eventually the IT bubble burst in the 90s, well, one of the times it burst, and I was made redundant and came back to the UK. I was living in Germany then, and started a business again. So IT, we were supporting a thing called Great Plains, which was an ERP system, enterprise resource and planning system, from the very, very beginning right through to an accountancy back end. And because of that, I started doing some accountancy training, because I thought I probably need to know more about accountancy. Although I understood the rudiments of it, I needed to understand more. So I completed my accountancy training in 2004. I also had another kind of a sideline, if you like, while I was doing that, and I set up a thing called the Reading Business Network. And I was living in a place called Weston-super-Mare at the time, which is just south of Bristol. And Weston-super-Mare to Reading is an hour drive one way. So I ran this for a year, and I got it up to 100 members before I decided that commuting 2 hours there and back for a stupid time was just ridiculous. So I sold that in the end. And then I sold my directorship, if you like, in the ETS Solutions, which is the ERP company. And I went and I made my first really big business mistake of going into a transport industry, a haulage industry, in 2006. not knowing anything about haulage, not knowing the kind of sharks and the people who get in there. And but I had this, my ego was still very big at that time. So I had this finance director badge on the door. And then within 3 months, to my embarrassment, being finance director, we were embezzled, and we lost everything. We had 4 directors, and 2 of them just they could countersigning checks, and then we just completely embezzled. So that was a huge lesson for me, and losing everything was also a huge lesson. So I lost all kind of confidence completely. So I was working until 2012. So I found a job, and I was just doing just simple sort of finance roles, because I still believed that finance was what I wanted to do. I was finally, and I was made redundant at different times. Finally made redundant in 2012, the 4th time, where I vowed I'd never ever work for anybody again. But during that time, I qualified to become a business coach. So it's a 4-year qualification. So personal performance and business coach. I started a personal development journey, if you like, way back in 2006. And it started with The Secret. That is a door opener book more than anything. It's just an opens the door to tell you what's going on. And so since then, I started the accountancy practice. I realized that I really didn't want to. That really wasn't my passion. I like working with people more than figures, even though I understand figures. So I went. I set up a business coaching practice. From that grew Great Copyworks, which was a copywriting agency, which I still have, producing copy for sales pages, everything where copy is applicable. And it was in June that Jamie and I've worked with Jamie all this time, as Jamie's alluded to, and it was in June that we finally decided, we need to do this together, and that's when we started.
Wow, I mean, some of the stuff there, mate, you don't do yourself justice. I mean, even with Great Copyworks, international copywriting business. It's that kind of stuff there. But yeah, back in June, we had been, threatening to do it for a little while, about doing stuff together properly. And then we made the decision, and we'll go on to that in just a bit as well, with why we made that decision. But just to give you a little background just on me then, I think 2008, 2009 sort of time is when my journey began with internet marketing. I had a little security business that I had just started, and I was looking at ways to promote it and market it. And at the time, there was this new company to the UK market that was offering a free website. And so I took that and started to learn how to put a little website together. That company was called Google. You might have heard of it. But at the time, they were brand new, right? They just came in and they were saying, look, you need to check out this online marketing. So that's what I started to do. I seen all the kind of ads with Laptop Millionaire and Make Money from the Beach and stuff like that. And it got my interest. Quite quickly, I thought, I reckon this is a scam, but I think I just delve a bit more into it and into it. And then I started to get involved in internet marketing. So I started to promote other people's products and earn a commission. It was all stuff from the States that I was promoting over here and to people in the States as well. If you've seen anything that we've put together on our website and stuff like that, at the time, I didn't even have internet connection at home. I was using the work computer, I was using the library. And if any of you did any work back then as well, you would know that you couldn't just set up a business bank account. You couldn't just take payments online. So I had to go through different kind of networks. I had to receive checks from America. It's crazy to think back what we did. And then I think about 2012, 13, things changed a bit, I think, in the online world with some of the tactics and methods I was using. Some personal things changed as well, and I had to get a proper job. I was just like, in my mindset, I was like, I need to get a proper job. Went off to be a mortgage advisor, and then as a sort of recruitment manager for a big contract. And at that time, I was just sat in this job going, I need to do something different. I need a kick up the backside to do something. And I actually saw Simon speak on stage, and I was just like, yeah, do you know what? This is what I want to do. Internet business school. I started to check it out. I basically completed the diploma back then as well. And there was a part to that where it was all about the local business marketing consultant. And I was just like, this is a bit of me. I like this. I'm already a bit savvy in the kind of online world. I've done a few bits and pieces with building out stuff, and I can help people get their business online. Back in 2015, it was really new. We think the internet has been around forever. and the whole kind of online marketing thing, but it is really quite new in
Yeah.
regards to how people were marketing. Little side story with that security business that I had, I spent about £2,000 on an advert in the Yellow Pages. When it came out, they forgot to put the telephone number in and they spelt the company name wrong. It's like for a whole year, I couldn't do anything with that. Whereas the technology today is amazing. Anyway, fast forward, I did that diploma, I did different kinds of training, different kind of mentors and stuff like that over the years. I set up my marketing consultancy. And that has basically been going on up until now, where we've kind of made that change. And we've only made that change in a way where we've moved a lot of stuff online. And obviously combining forces, that we start off, rather than starting off separately, we start off together with a client. And Mark covers the kind of psychology side of business and the coaching side. I put myself as a marketing and development strategist. So we talked about working with different kind of companies. What we would do there is they would have an idea, or they would have some sort of plan to grow, and we would have to put in that kind of blueprint, that map for how they would get there, and then to help them kind of manage that to achieve it. So whether it's a different kind of business that they're setting up, or a different arm, or even if their products and services aren't quite working. But yeah, I mean, that whole kind of stuff there. I mean, I haven't said this to Simon personally, but yeah, I want to say thank you to him. I mean, it gave me the kick up the backside that I needed to make those moves forward. I'm even featured in his book somewhere as a bit of a case study, where I think I've put the line in there that says that I did the diploma because I was like, you know what, this is going to help me get a job in marketing if I don't do my own thing. But anyway, look, I just wanted to give that kind of information there, just so look, we didn't set up last week.
No, absolutely.
This is coming from some years of experience.
Just sorry to chime in, Jamie. I just had a question from Dave. So what do you mean when you said you signed some NDAs? We didn't say MBAs, we said NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, where you basically get access to lots of confidential information about the company, and they do not want you to disclose that information anywhere else. So yes, sorry, it was NDA.
NDA, yeah. One thing I should have mentioned is I can talk a bit fast. I've got a bit of an accent, not sure where that comes from. Bristol boy, born and bred, but some words, yeah, just anything you don't understand, chuck it into the chat. But NDA, non-disclosure agreement. Yeah. The big reason really is they don't want competitors to know what we're doing for them.
Exactly right. Yeah.
That's the big thing there. But MBA or NBA, whatever you want to do. The good thing I didn't mention in there is that when we're doing this kind of consultancy, some of the clients have been great. We work with athletes and sports teams and stuff like that. Really followed through with different passion that we had for sport. Just the opportunity there is amazing. But let's get in then to helping you with some value within your marketing, within your business. I think that's a big thing to mention. What we're going to look at today is it doesn't matter if you have a business right now and you're thinking, look, I want to add some kind of income streams to it. Whether you have a business and you're saying it's not quite working how you want it to, and you need that kind of just that bit of a reboot in there, or if you want to do something completely new, or even if you just want to start a bit of a side hustle, all this information in here is going to be really good for you. Okay, so let's start off then with the big mistake, and this is what we found most people make in business. So whenever we went into work with a client, they would then turn around and say what they're trying to achieve. We would obviously look at a time frame and look at exactly what they're wanting. But the big mistake that they would make is it always looked at the business first. So they were always looking to market the business, and they would be talking about how their business is great because of X, Y, Z. And, they'd be talking about how they can offer different kind of products and services to help that person. And this is just a little kind of snippet from a quote back in the 50s that says, nobody reads advertising. People read what interests them, and sometimes it's an ad. You got to think that was back in the 50s, right? The times that we are now, I mean, how many messages do we get each day with different kind of sales pitches and all this kind of stuff, and people talking about how great they are? We have to stand out in a way that is appealing to them. And this is how we do it, really. It comes down to your offer. Now, I've got a few pictures of Del Boy on here. I don't know if anyone else is a big fan of Only Fools and Horses. I've always loved it. But Del Boy, whether you look at him as being successful or not, I think he's a bit of a hero when it comes to selling his products or services. Now, if you've ever watched this, wherever he goes, whether it's the pub, whether it's the market stall, wherever he's going, if he's got something to sell, he starts off with his spiel about, how good it is and why the person needs it. And he goes through the features, the benefits, and he gives them, he paints that picture for what their life would be like with this product or service. Now, he has his business, Trotter's Independent Traders, but he's never saying, listen, you need to buy this because we're Trotter's Independent Traders, or we've got this, we've got that, what do you want? He's always got something to sell that he's saying, you need this because, and it's that kind of frame there that people are always buying a product or service for the transformation that they want. They're never buying into the business. As powerful as brand can be and authority can be, at the end of the day, they buy your product or service. And we call this your offer, okay, or your offering. And this is the big mistake that said about most people make with their business is they're looking to sell the business, or they're giving the customer the option between different products and services that they sell. And what you need to do is it doesn't matter if you have one product or service or you have several. Each of those products or services need to be a little business in their own right. And we'll go on to some of that in just a minute. But that's one thing just to get your head around. If you take anything away from this session today, just look at this and think, okay, look, am I promoting my product or service in a way that someone would want it? Someone sees the benefit in having it. Does that make sense, Mark?
That's so important, I think, as well, because I know we've done some previous trainings as well. But when you have 3 or 4 different products or income stream services, and they're not standalone, you suddenly find that one is subsidizing the other. One that's being very profitable is subsidizing the other service. And if you had separate businesses, you wouldn't do that. You would say this business has to run its own. So getting clear in your head that this is it's an income stream, but it's almost being run as a separate business. Don't try and cross-pollinate with funds. You want to make this standalone and work for itself, because the way you're going to build a great business is that each one of those income streams are not only washing their face, but they're making a good profit for you. And also your profits grow without you having to be covering costs covering costs from other income streams.
As exactly. And look, there can be smaller products that act as stepping stones, as your sales funnel and stuff like that, to get people into your main offer, whatever that offer is. And I kind of explain it to people like this, where I just say, with sales funnels, they're great. They work and you can lead people in and they can buy from you. But some people need your offer right now. Yeah. Whatever that big offer is that you have, they need that. They need that transformation. They need your help right now. Imagine if you break your arm, you want it fixed, right? You just want to go, you want to get to the hospital, you want to get it fixed. You don't want to read an ebook about it. You don't want to go for any kind of online training or anything like that. You just want to go, okay, I want this fixed. I need it fixed. And there's customers who want that straight away from you. They don't need to go for any kind of system or anything like that. So again, look, just one thing to take away from this with your offer. So that was the big mistake. Now let's look at the opportunity. Now we're calling this opportunity right now the digital reboot. Now, if you've been in the kind of online marketing world, you would have seen obviously that over time technology has become a lot easier. The accessibility is there. The way to use it has been great. I mentioned going back to like 2012 sort of time and using the computer at the library. I mean, it was so clunky. You would have to you had the kind of dial up internet as well, and you would press a button. You have to wait 5 minutes for a page to load. And I was doing affiliate marketing as well and trying to find a product that you wanted to sell. I mean, you would have to load up a page, read it, and then you'd have to load up another page. That would take an hour, just to get through all the kind of stuff to see if you wanted to read it. Whereas now, it's quite easy. We could put together an offer right now on this course. We could build a page. We could set up PayPal or Stripe. We could receive payments today. Yeah, that's how crazy the kind of online world is, the accessibility. Like anyone can do it. I mean, I've said this before in different training that me and Mark have done, where I've just said, look, if I can do it, you can do it, right? And it's just that kind of thing of like anyone can take advantage of online marketing, because if you don't know how to do something, most places will have different videos or different tutorials on how to do different things, right, with technology. But the digital reboot, look, this is why we've kind of clocked this is happening right now. So besides the ease of obviously completing internet marketing, the audience is there, right? Yeah. So the audience has been there along the sort of time where we had the .com boom, we had people getting into kind of internet marketing, We then had businesses getting online. And then, you know what? I think there was a bit of, not so much a dip, but people just knew that, okay, internet marketing was something they had to do for their business or had to do for their product. And everything was kind of ticking along. The audience has grown significantly over the past kind of 18 months. And just to give you some information on how these different industries have grown, we'll go through a few. There's actually loads, but these are some snippets that we took. If you took the influencer marketing space, this is now predicted that next year it'd be worth $15 billion. Right, but if we only go back about 6 years ago, it was worth 1.7. I mean, 1.7 billion isn't to be sniffed at, but just look at that increase. It's amazing, right? Now, influencer marketing, I think a lot of people get this confused. A lot of people look at it as the people on Instagram, you know, taking pictures by the pool or trying to sell some lipstick and all that kind of stuff. But if you think about influencer, it comes back to authority. It comes back to you being the expert, you being the go-to, that authority within a space that you can influence a decision and help someone to get to a certain outcome. And this is where the influencer marketing industry has grown, because it's not just about the celebrities. It can be in your own space now that you're offering a product or a service, and then you're advising people, you're educating people on what to do next, or even what to do before, or what to do sideways, what kind of different softwares, what kind of different help to get in, when to get it in and stuff like that. You are influencing people in that decision. So it's a big area there that I think people are underestimating, because they see influencer as the kind of headline, being the celebrities and that kind of thing. We also have e-commerce as well. E-commerce has, you know, been insane. I know from Saturday School, we've had a few different trainings here with Shopify and stuff like that. It's all great. People are selling lots of stuff online. People are buying lots of stuff online. This is always going to continue. We just look at some of these. I mean, we're into the trillions here. This is insane, right?
Insane, absolutely.
All right, but we're looking at, again, doubling within the space of a couple of years. You know, even more than doubling. You know, it's just like, it's insane. And then we have the online learning space as well. So we talk about things like coaching. We look at courses and information products. Again, look at this big jump. So it's grown there by over like $100 billion, you know, within the space of 5 years, right? Well, not even 5 years. And if you've seen any kind of recent ads and stuff like that, you'd even see the likes of BBC getting involved in online marketing. You see Peter Jones with like a business
Peter
course
Jones,
and stuff
right.
like that.
Yeah.
And you're only going to see a lot more of this. And this is why we're kind of saying that there's a digital reboot and that there's an opportunity right now to take advantage of it, because all these industries online are predicted to grow significantly. And the way how they are predicted to grow, we've seen a massive jump from what the predictions were a year ago. And there's a big reason for that. And it's the pandemic, right? The pandemic hit everyone. You know, I mean, for Mark and myself as well, we have business where, look, we're looking at strategy. We're looking at the next 12 months for people, the next 6 months for people. The pandemic hit, people were looking at the next 6 days, you know, let alone the next 6 months. And they were going, okay, look, where's the next money coming from? And it hit everyone, right? It was nasty in that way. But as with everything, it presents opportunities, right?
Yeah.
And what we've seen now is that people, they've understood that, okay, look, I can work from home. Exactly. I don't even need to work from my house where it is now. I can go on holiday somewhere and work. I could actually work in a different part of the world if I wanted to.
I think
this is.
And I think that's what's caused this, isn't it? Is the fact that the pandemic made us rely so much on being online. Zoom has taken off tremendously. As well, you got Microsoft Teams and other online stuff coming. I'm actually surprised that there haven't been more providers trying to get in onto the market. But Zoom have captured it, and it's easy. Zoom is so easy. I was involved in a video mailing system back in 2000, you know, in the noughties, and it was absolute rubbish in the UK because the bandwidth was so awful. It was just so pixelated and dreadful. So Zoom has revolutionized that, and as you said, Jamie, it just means that people will suddenly think, wow, I can do this online. I don't need to go down to the seminar. I don't need to go travel an hour or so into a training room to actually sit down. I can do it online at my own pace when I want to. And that, I think, has been a huge eye-opener for that's opened the doors hugely for people, for that whole market to expand. And you've seen that by the figures.
And it's also the great thing here as well is that it has created the hungry audience.
Yeah.
Because not just the case of the people that have realized that this is now possible, you have the people who are now accepting this as a new way of doing things.
Yeah.
I mean, there were people, if we went back 2 years ago, or a little bit longer, and we were talking to a company and we could say, I mean, we traveled sometimes quite far to go and work with a company.
Yeah.
Whereas now they're open to working on Zoom.
Yeah.
Right. And that is the point here, is that the audience has opened up, that there's so many opportunities that you can take advantage of. So whether it's a case of the way how you do business and you sell to people, that has opened up an opportunity, but also this new market has created as well, of the people who just go, well, if I've been sat at a desk for 48 hours a week, when I can work from home, or I can, do a lot more in less time. And if I can do a lot more in less time, well, what else can I do to add more income? And they're open up then to see what they can do. And this is something I found from Forbes as well. And it said that 79 million people are going to start a home-based business within the next 5 years. And from those kind of figures that we've shown as well, is look, these things are going to happen. Because the accessibility is there. People can get involved in doing different things, but also you have that opportunity now to figure out, look, do I want to set up a business to help myself online? Do I want to set up income streams to sell my kind of things? Or do I want to help these people who are setting up a home-based business? There's so many opportunities out there that right now, this reboot that is going on is the same kind of thing as what we've seen back in 2015 and before, with people going online with their business.
Yeah.
It's what we've seen with people going online and making money through, the likes of affiliates and, different kind of products and stuff like that, going back there. And if we just look at some of those kind of things as well, with, I said about myself with affiliate marketing, you had the kind of Google change with the websites, you had Twitter change their algorithm. We then seen with business as well, that SEO is changing all the time. We see the likes of Facebook with their algorithm, the reach is dead and stuff like that. Well, these things change all the time.
Yeah.
And the opportunity then disappears. And this is the same thing now with this whole kind of digital reboot that we spotted, is that this opportunity is here right now. This opportunity will continue, but the space will become crowded with a lot more people coming in to sell to your kind of customers, your clients, where you can take advantage of this right now.
Yeah.
And look, these are some options then for you to take advantage of it. So the options are that you can sell other people's products. So you can do this through affiliate marketing. You can do this through partnerships. You can earn a commission from everything that you sell. And you can do this quite easily. But there's so many, I know there's been some training here as well, that you can basically just sign up to become an affiliate and you can start selling other people's products. That's what I did. There's some of the stuff that I sold is insane. I can remember there was an information product this was back in 2010, 2011. And it was talking about Russia were going to turn off the electrical grid in America, and that the people in America need to understand survival skills and how to, basically deal with something if the electricity was turned off. This thing was selling hand over fist, right? I mean, and I was getting paid a commission. I was just sending traffic to a website. People were putting their name and email in. They weren't even buying anything. They were signing up for this document for free. And I was getting paid a commission. I was getting paid like $5 for this. And it blew my mind. And then doing some training and stuff like that, this is where I learned that, okay, the reason I was being paid that money is because there's a sales funnel. There's a back end. These people now have different products and services that they're going to sell to those people. And that opened my eyes up into then wanting to create my own products and sell my own kind of courses or info, digital products and stuff like that. And it was all about, okay, I want to start putting this stuff in place and how to do it. And that's a big thing that you can do, is you can create your own products to do this. So whether it's, again, like information products, digital products, courses. I remember a great story actually from one of the reasons we're joining into the Internet Business School many years back. I can remember Simon tell a story about someone who made an information product about keeping bees.
Yeah.
And they didn't know anything about bees. What they did is they went out and interviewed the person that knew all about bees, and they created a product and went off then to make however much money from this one product, where they weren't the expert. But because they were able to put together the kind of information product, they were able to create that income stream. What you can also do is sell your services and programs. So if you're a coach or you have some sort of expertise that you want to teach to others, You can do this individual, you can do this one-on-one, you can do this in a group coaching environment, and you can take payments that way as well. So these are just a few options here which are available to you, but obviously they fall back into these kind of categories here. Now, when I got this award from the Internet Business School, I put this out on social media. I got lots of people asking me, well, look, how did you do it? What happened here? And like the easiest way to explain it is, look, I did all of them.
Yeah.
Right? Is that's the thing. Now, I mentioned, look, I had the consultancy business that was separate. I set up an online business, which was just selling courses and info products. And I got these from different people around the world who were experts in their own right. I created some of my own as well. And I started to create basically just like a, what am I looking for here? Just like that platform for people to go to and buy these courses and stuff like that. But what's really interesting then is, you know, for one, you can make that money from selling these courses. You can then look at, okay, quite rightly, like Claire was saying as well, that there's email services and stuff like that you can recommend to people, where you can get an affiliate link for that. You know, so you can start getting paid just by recommending a certain platform to people. And your training can actually be to show people how to use it in your individual one-on-one training, and you can do that through Zoom. So straight away now, you imagine that you created, you know, a course all about, you know, creating emails, for example, you know, creating the best kind of emails to send out. You then have an affiliate for the likes of MailChimp or something like that. And then you're going to do one-on-one or group training on continuous training on how to get the best out of your emails and stuff like that. So you can do all of these, as you know, to make money online.
Just had a question, Jamie, from Dave. Dave Scarrett again said, was it called CPA back in the day? I don't know what he's referring to.
Yeah, so CPA, exactly that. You know, so the same thing with affiliate, with CPA. It's just that same thing that you're getting paid a commission then on whatever it is that you're selling.
So there you go, Dave.
So let's get onto this then. So look, this opportunity exists right now. So this here is that window. So if you've been sat around and you're just thinking, I need to do something, I need to make money online, I want to create my course, I want to open an online shop, I want to do my coaching products, or, you know, my business has just been going around in circle. And like, you've got this great phrase where we talk about, look, have you been in business for 5 years? Or have you been repeating the same year in business for the past 5 years?
Yeah.
You know, if you're looking at making a change, this is it right here.
Yeah.
Right, this opportunity that you can take advantage of. Now, before you go, listen, Jamie, I know that this opportunity is there, but there's so much competition, right? So many people are out there doing the things I want to do. How do I stand out? How do I, you know, take advantage of this time that we're going to show you now? Okay, this is what we're going to run through with some information, is that there is always a market. You just have to establish where you are within your market, and you then get to own a fraction of that market, right? If we look here with watches, for example, we've got Rolex, we've got Casio. I mean, look, how many different watch brands are there? You know, there's some which are cheap, there's some which are premium, there's lots of ones in between, there's ones which are seen as investment. But we look at this with everything. How many car manufacturers are there? You know, how many perfume and fragrance manufacturers are there? You know, different brands and stuff like that. You know, it may sound quite sexist, but I don't think men do it the same. But women, I mean, how many different makes are there of bags? How many different brands, you know, of handbags and stuff like that? It's like, you know, there's so much out there that there is a way for you to take advantage of your market.
And I think it's important to know that you want to go into, you do want to try and actually go into a fairly crowded market, because you know that it's supporting whatever those kind of products are going to be. If you go into a market that is very, very, that you suddenly find you're the only person or the only two businesses in that particular market, you have to ask yourself, is it viable? Is that because the market isn't there? So there's a kind of a, you want to be going into a place where you know that it's a sustainable market, and what we're going to talk about is creating something that's slightly different, that makes the difference. And that's the same with Rolex and Casio, isn't it? A Casio knows it's not going to compete with a Rolex, so it doesn't try. And Rolex has got lots of bells and whistles on it. So, and it's aesthetically more valuable. So, as you said, there's different. You need to go into a market that you know is already developed and can sustain somebody else in there.
Exactly. You serve the audience for that market. You know, I mean, if we take Casio, for example, I can remember years back being at school and there was a Casio that had a calculator and all sorts built into it, right? It could do so much. Whereas, you know, Rolex, it could just tell the time.
Yeah.
Right. So you would think in one way, well, the value is more in the Casio. So where's the Casio only a tenner at the time and the Rolex is 10 grand? You know, it's like, look, it just depends on the audience that you serve and the value that you're adding to them. So anyway, look, like we said, there's a lot of competition right out there. So look, how do you stand out? Well, look, we're going to go through some tactics here. So make sure you follow along with us here. So you have buyer's mountain. Now, in any industry, what you have is a small percentage of people who are ready to buy right now. So these are the people who are at the top of the mountain. They've made their decision. They've got the money in hand and they're saying, right, okay, I want to buy this kind of product or service. I'm looking to see who I'm going to put my money with. And what happens is nearly everyone in the industry is then trying to sell to that person. Right? They're all competing over that small percentage of customers that are available right now. But if we look at the mountain as a whole, right, and we look at this over a kind of a 6-month or a 12-month period, people are making their way up the mountain. They're making their way to that peak where they're going to spend their money, right? So these people who are walking up, if we take that kind of snowy bit on a picturesque mountain top, that there being the next kind of, say, month or the next 3 months, those people are going to be buying relatively soon. So if you market in a way where you market to those people, you get to influence their decision before they've even made it, so that when they get to the top of the peak and they're ready to spend their money, they're coming straight to you.
Yeah.
They know that you're the person that they want to spend the money with. They know that, you know, they've seen all the stuff from you. You spent that time educating them on what they need, why they need it, and who they're going to go to, being you. And again, with all these people moving up the mountain, you have exactly that same option. Now, most businesses don't do this because everyone wants that return on investment today. Everyone wants to flip out, you know, that put an ad out today, people pay tomorrow. And it's like, that's great. Look, sometimes that works. Sometimes you can get a big payday, but it isn't sustainable and it isn't scalable to a point where you can measure it and go, okay, look, this is happening. This is the part where we need to increase. This is the part where maybe we want to switch off because we're too busy right now. But the whole point is that, look, buyers are making their way up this mountain. They're going to be buying at some point. You get to influence that decision on if they buy with you or not.
Yeah.
And then we'll just move into this one as well then. So that whole kind of buyer's mountain is awesome. You get your head around that. You'll be getting a lot more clients moving forward. But there'll be people going, yeah, I get that, but I want some clients now. You know, I want some clients quickly. And this is what we're going to run through. Now this here, I call this the pyramid of awareness. And the reason that I call it that and not awareness pyramid is because quite rightly, when we had Claire was talking and she was talking about authenticating and she couldn't say it. Every time we did this slide, I couldn't say pyramid for some reason. You know, I couldn't say awareness and then pyramid together. So we changed it to the pyramid of awareness. And this is another thing. And this gets into the psychology side. So sort of Mark's expertise here. And when we put it together in marketing strategy, and we do this in a way to basically pull people into either that sales funnel or even straight into our product, this is how we do it. So you imagine this pyramid, the top part here, this purple bit, or these kind of people, they're aware of a problem, they're aware of the solution, they're ready to buy. Right? Again, that top of the mountain, these are the people who they're ready to buy. Right? Yes, look, you can get people to buy from you. This is where we want to be showing up with the likes of SEO and ads and stuff like that from search. This is where we want to be showing up to basically let people know that we can offer this service. But again, we're competing with everyone because there's only a small percentage of that market. Now, if we drop below, you then have the people who, look, they're aware of a problem, they're aware of a solution, they're just not ready to buy right now. Right? These people can be tipped over that line quite easily with the right kind of marketing. We then get below to the green, and these are the people who they're unaware of a problem, but they're aware of the solution. So they're aware that the solution exists, but they're just unaware that they have that problem. And then when we get below that, we have people who they're aware of a problem, they're unaware of a solution. So they know that something isn't quite right, but they're not quite sure how to solve it. And then when we get to the bottom here, then these are the people who are unaware of the problem and they're unaware of the solution. And the whole thing here that we do with strategic marketing through the psychology is that we want to position our marketing in a way that it opens people's eyes into seeing, okay, look, this is what I need to do to overcome this problem. Even if I didn't know I had this problem, or even if I had this problem and I've had it for ages and now know there's a solution, this is a new way of doing things. It's a new realization of how to do it. And this is a great example as well. I mean, you get the kind of people who, you get someone who's overweight, right? And they've been overweight for some time. They know they need to lose weight, but there's just no reason for it. There's no real problem. You know, they've just been ticking along. And then all of a sudden they go to the doctors and the doctor says, listen, you need to lose weight now. Otherwise you're at risk of diabetes, or you're at risk of a heart attack or something like that. All of a sudden their mindset flips. That new realization is there, and they go, I need to lose weight. That was there, you know, a week before. It was there a month before. They should have done that motion to lose weight, but they didn't for whatever reason, until something happened that gave them the new realization. And this is sometimes where you get a lot of marketing with persuasion and scaremongering and stuff like that. I'm not into that. I think be transparent, be real. But if you have something that can change people's lives, you just need to position your market in certain ways to make them know that you can help them. Is there anything you want to add, Mark, on the psychology side there?
It's education, really, when it comes down to it, isn't it? It's all about, as you said, you got people who are unaware of one thing and not the other thing, and it's all about education. And just a personal example for me was that I didn't realize that. I never thought about bodybuilding. I never thought about lifting weights and that kind of stuff that was necessary. I didn't want to be as much as I admire Schwarzenegger and what he's done, I didn't want to be another Schwarzenegger until an educational piece I read said that your bone density drops when your muscle volume drops, because by working the muscles, you're putting the muscles against the bone, and that makes your bone stronger. And at 63, I thought, well, okay, I don't want to have weak bones as I get older. So I am now bodybuilding, not for anything and any other reason than for building up my bone density. So it's through education that you can motivate people to do things. And no one said, you need to do this. You need to be pumping weights all the time. I would never have bothered, but it's the education that came at the back of it. And I think that's where, certainly when you go for online products, a lot of marketing and a lot of blogging and a lot of information about that has to be so educational that that awareness is raised with everybody, because the more they become aware of the problems, the more they'll move up that pyramid, and the more they will think, actually, I need to start doing something now. In my case, I need to buy some dumbbells, which is what I did.
That's exactly it. Go and buy the dumbbells, mate.
Yeah, go and buy the dumbbells.
But I mean, this is exactly like that pyramid. Look, people can move up through it. People can jump, different sections and go through it. Where we said about Buyers Mountain, people are moving up there. They're moving up at their own pace. This is where you can influence that pace and have things go a lot quicker in your favor. And it is just that whole kind of thing, like you were saying, it's just something that there's an education piece that pulls people through. Now, this can be a slower process if you want it to be. I mean, Claire was mentioning about emails and kind of nurturing and stuff like that. I mean, this can move people through this pyramid quite quickly, because it's people who are just like, look, who are you? I know nothing about you. Why are you telling me that you can help me with this? Well, all of a sudden, they're getting these emails that are educating them. Yeah. And where they didn't realize they had a problem, they didn't realize there was a solution. All of a sudden now they want what you have to offer.
Yeah.
They've moved through this pyramid quite quickly. And this here, look, again, like I said, we've been sharing some information here that you may be aware of some of it. You may not be aware of other pieces, but this here, Buyers Mountain and the pyramid of awareness, you get your head around this as well. I mean, this is game changing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And the reason we've been showing you this stuff here as well, and we mentioned about Del Boy with his offering, is that what we found a lot of when working with different businesses is the first question was, well, how do we measure our marketing? How do we know if our marketing is working? How do we know what to change, where to invest, or anything like that? And we created this framework called the Pentagon of Momentum. And we're going to run through this with you now and show you how powerful this is. So there's 5 key areas within your marketing. So again, going back to your product or service, you're offering that one thing, right? Instead of it being just business as a whole and marketing, okay, this is where a lot of people spend a lot of money with marketing, because they start chucking stuff. Okay, we need a bit of SEO here, we need a bit of ads here, we need to put some more content onto our website, we need to do this, we need to do that. All this time that they haven't looked at how they position that offering to sell more, how they look at increasing volumes for different areas and all that stuff. I mean, look, SEO, social media ads, all that stuff is amazing. Everything online works, right? It's just how you make it work for you and how you set it up in a certain way to, you know, make it work for whatever you're doing. I think we're past that time now where marketing is an off the shelf kind of thing. You know, you could just run, I mean, things like SEO. I mean, the amount of money that I made for SEO services years back was insane, you know, and you can still make money from it today, but getting the results is a lot harder than what it was back then. And a big reason of it is people are just looking at the business as a whole rather than a particular product or service. So these are the 5 key areas here. So recognition. So these are people who they're interested, right? They're aware of what it is that you offer. They're aware of you. They're a bit interested in what it is that you are offering. So they may be requesting some different information from you. It could be that you're putting a post out on social media and they're commenting saying, yeah, okay, I'm interested in this. We then move into the attraction part. Imagine this as your lead generation. So this is lead generation. Now, I think a lot of people look at lead generation as anyone is a lead. You know, you connect with someone on LinkedIn, they're a lead. You know, what we're looking at here is in the attraction part is someone who is a lead. But there's high intent there. They're ready to buy.
Yeah.
You know, you have to do something to balls it up if they're not buying, right? You know, so that's the kind of attraction part that we get to. Acquisition then is your conversion rate. These are the sales. So this is how many people are, you know, those leads, those ones who are really interested. You have a conversation with them or you send them off to a landing page. How many actually convert? And then we get into ascension as well. And this is a great opportunity is when someone's buying from you, there's a big opportunity for them to spend more money with you. And that isn't a way where you want to cheat them or con them or anything like that. This is a way where you want to add value to them.
Yeah.
So you imagine it if you have kind of like an outdoors sort of shop and someone comes in to buy a tent. They're buying a tent because they're going camping. So straight away you can ask them, look, okay, do you have like the barbecue, the grill and stuff like that? Do you have, you know, this kind of coat or weather sort of stuff? Do you have this emergency stuff as well? You're adding value to them because they may not know that this exists. Or it could be that they need a bit more help. We see this a lot with coaching, for example, is, you know, you might get someone who signs up for a course and they never complete the course. So you can then say, look, we also do one-on-one sessions as well. So you can do the course just at your own pace, but then we also do these kind of sessions as well. And that will help someone. I mean, how many times have we done it all where, you know, we've gone to some sort of training or some event and we're pumped and we're just like, right, okay, look, Monday I'm a millionaire. And then Monday comes and you just like, you know, you're doing something else. And like all that momentum, all that enthusiasm is gone, you know, and it's because sometimes you don't have that extra bit, you know, someone hasn't offered it to you. And this comes back as well to that kind of sales funnel side that I was talking about, where sometimes people let people go through a sales funnel to get to a certain point.
Yeah.
Where actually they want everything right now. They're spending money with you right now because you can do it. And then another big area is retention.
That's a huge area that people, well, we've come across this, haven't we, many times, that the business owners seem to, in some cases, absolutely ignore. They're always going for the new fruit and just not thinking about all the stuff they have.
That's exactly it. I mean, we basically had a consultation with a client a little while back, and this was through the pandemic, and they had lost, I think, about 12 clients. Right, and it didn't really matter to them. That those were the company's words. It doesn't really matter to us. We're turning over millions, right? So we're losing this, and it's like, okay, that's fine, but all you have to do is put some processes in place to keep your clients. Whereas you're doing nothing at the minute, but you're spending lots of money on new business.
Yeah.
Well, why would you spend all this money on new business just for them to leave then out the back door?
Yeah.
It's like you need to do it in a way that it makes sense to keep your clients, because if you can keep your clients, and there was a quote actually I heard from I think it was Nick James over at Expert Empires, right? And he mentioned this in his podcast, and he said that his realization was when someone said, imagine if you still had all the clients you've ever worked with, and they were still paying you. It's just like, yeah, it makes sense, right? And it's like now we get to that kind of mindset where it's like, okay, look, for anyone who comes in, they shouldn't leave us you know,
Yeah.
or, you know, if they do, okay, look, but that should only be a small percentage that leave us. Now this here, this pentagon of momentum, these 5 areas, again, coming back to that one product. Okay, so you can have people that lead into this. So like I said, you could have a small course or something like that leads people into this pentagon for your big signature product. Your ascension then could be extra kind of training. Your retention is they go into a membership site or something like that, right? You have different options. You can play about with this. I'm going to show you why this is so powerful. And this part here, this bottom part, I call it the AAA method, because this is a little sales funnel in its own right, really. This is a hop, skip, jump where you can just pull people in and you can make money from it. And what happens is once we do this, we can, I said about companies want to measure, so they want to look at values. Well, each of these 5 parts we can put values on. And these 3 parts here where it gets really exciting. So let's give you a bit of an overview really of how this works. So you imagine we talked about AAA method, right? So we said about you got your attraction. So attraction here, acquisition, ascension. These are your leads. So imagine you had 100 people come in. So you had 100 leads come in. Your customers, your acquisition, your conversion rate. Let's say you had 10%, right? So out of 100, you know, you're getting 10 come in, and then the amount that you charge is your 1,000, right? So this could be made up of just one product, or it could be made up through a series of ascension products and stuff like that. But just say these are your numbers, right? So that there is £10,000 or dollars or wherever you're tuning in from, whatever kind of currency. But just say that's 10,000. That could be a month. That could be a year as a side hustle, you know, whatever it is, right? But that there is your product. You know, you have your product. These are your matrix here. And I'll be honest, if you're watching this right now and you don't know these numbers, this is a great place to start with everything.
Yeah.
Use that pentagon to start working out your numbers. Because once you know your numbers, this is where you can start to grow it. So let's run through it here. So this works the same way as well if you did it a different way. So just say you had a low ticket item, you had 1,000 leads come in, you still converted at 10%, but this time you charged £100, you make 10,000. I always like it the other way around with this, because if you can make the same amount of money dealing with less clients, it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
Right. So charge a bit more. But let's run through this then. So you imagine that now these are your matrix, right? These are your AAA method matrix. You increase your leads now. You double your leads to 200, right? You still convert at 10%. So now you get 20, and you still charge them £1,000. Well, now you've made £20,000. So you just doubled your income just by doubling one area of these matrix. And if we doubled our conversion rate as well, so let's say now it's 20% rather than 10%. Again, we're getting 20 customers, we're charging them £1,000, we're getting £20,000. But what if we can increase that ascension side, and instead of charging £1,000, we're charging £2,000. But we can keep the same leads, the same conversion, but now we're making more money just from those. Right, so that there is why it's so powerful. And if we take the other kind of scenario as well, 1,000 leads, still 10%, but we charge £200, £20,000, right? So it doesn't matter, you know, what numbers are going in here. We have the opportunity to increase it.
Yeah.
Just by looking at, okay, look, how do we need, what areas do we need to increase? Is it the quality lead generation? Is it our conversion rate? You know, is it the amount we're selling? We get to look at it that way. But as you can see, that if you double any of your metrics, it's going to, in the AAA method, you will double your business. That's how simple it is. I mean, I know you may be going there, it's easier said than done, but it's once you have the area that you know you need to work on, it becomes a lot easier.
Yeah.
Because instead of just that whole kind of thing of throwing a dart anywhere, you know, you're just looking at which kind of area of that dartboard you want to hit.
Yeah. It helps you target your efforts. And that's the whole point, isn't it? You're not trying to improve everything all at once. You're thinking, right, what do I need to target now to improve? And you're just working on one little section to improve. It makes a huge difference.
And what we kind of say as well, look, we work on kind of 90-day chunks. So we always say to people, look, you need to plan out your next 90 days. And once you can plan out your next 90 days with a goal that you're looking to achieve, you get to look at which areas you need to work on.
Yeah.
And make that goal happen. And you can then start just repeating that. You can have a business just from one product by using this AAA method or the Pentagon as a whole. But what if we double all of them within the AAA method here, within these matrix, right? So this is where the magic really happens. So again, look, you imagine if we had 100 leads, we convert them at 10%, and we charge them £1,000, we're making £10,000, right? We know that. But if now we had 200 leads come in, Now, if we converted at 20%, we're getting 40 people. And now if we had that Ascension product as well, where we're now charging £2,000, all of a sudden we've made £80,000. We've increased our income from £10,000 a month for a year to £80,000 a month for a year, just by doubling each of these efforts. Now, I mean, for most people, just by increasing their marketing efforts and having that kind of focused effort, like you mentioned, Mark, look, this can be done within a year. You can do this just by knowing, okay, look, I need to concentrate more on my conversion rate. You know, I need to concentrate more on, okay, like, how can I make more money from that one person? You know, or okay, how do I get more leads in who are actually, you know, qualified, who aren't just tire kickers, who actually are interested in what I have to offer. Once you can focus on that, you can make this happen. But that is crazy, right? And look, this isn't without even including the recognition or the retention. Now, if we actually included these 5 matrix in that equation there, the numbers are ridiculous. You wouldn't even believe us. You would just be like, well, why are you just putting phone numbers in? It's that kind of way that you start working on each of these. That is really interesting. So look, we shared a lot of information there to basically help you with your marketing, to add value in everything that you're doing there. So, I mean, this is the question really is, look, what can you do today to help you increase your money? Well, let you just take that Pentagon. You've got 5 different areas there. You can work on those. We looked at working out on your offering. You know, if you get your offering right, if you really zone in on what it is that you offer in that transformation, you can increase your money. You look at Buyer's Mountain, you look at the pyramid of awareness, even look at the big opportunity that you have now with the digital reboot. It's all there for you to do. So the choice is entirely up to you. Of course, what you can do is you can take a shortcut and you can pay someone to work with you, someone to help you, someone to show you how to do it, you know, who has been there before and done it. And look, this is what we can help you with if you're interested. So if you do want some help, you want to create a sustainable income stream, we have just put together what we call the Momentum Builder Bundle. We're actually going to be starting the first session on Tuesday. Okay, so we've got we've been doing this through our audience for a little while, and this is where we're going to offer it to you guys here at Saturday School as well. But this bundle, we're looking at everything. Okay, so look, the Momentum Builder is a monthly group session where we're going to be looking at, okay, look, what is it you need to do for the next 4 weeks to win the month? Okay, so whatever it is that you're looking to do, whether it's you have a business that isn't quite working, you have a business that is going well and you want to add income streams, you want to start something completely new, you want to start a bit of a side hustle, this is a group environment where everyone's on the same mission to make that happen. We then have Unbiased Assist as well. Now, this is something that we put together where we looked at what we wish we had when we got started.
Yeah.
And that whole kind of thing, like I said, if you've been to an event and you've been pumped up, or you're doing a course and you're a bit pumped up, but then you hit a bit of a wall, or you have a question, or something isn't quite working, what do you do? Well, we've set up a messaging system that you can just message straight through to the team. So whether this is something within our training, something that we're telling you to do, or something within your business that isn't quite clicking, you know, you want some help with, you can message it through and we will help you.
Yeah.
We also have the Momentum group as well. So imagine a Facebook group that isn't on Facebook. This is built into your members area where you can communicate with like-minded people. You can use a feed just to communicate exactly the same. But we also have the mission room as well. So each week we put a mission in that takes a small amount of time to help you move forward consistently and build momentum in everything that you're doing. We also have business marketing momentum. You'll see the theme now with everything with momentum. It's all about building to help you grow. And this business momentum, at the minute we have 6, I don't know what best to describe this. We've kind of called them sort of like knowledge workshops, right? But these are about 2 hours on each of these, where me and Mark go deep behind the scenes on how you would put things like this together. So looking at the psychology of stuff as well. So we've got mindset and goal setting, but also lead generation, how sales funnels work, your marketing strategy, creating content that works. And we're adding stuff to this each month as well. So we've got things like the buying persona. We've got things like traffic. We've got all sorts coming in with this as well. We have Progression Club as well. So this is a club that we have for people who are not quite making 60K a year in their business, or they're not making 60K from a particular product or service. And we also look at self-development within this as well. And we have the Ops room as well. So this is where we put a load of training. So when we do some training, whether it be a case of it's just something to help you and give you a different kind of expertise within a certain area, or it's to follow through with some of the training that we're doing. We have that in there also. And this is a big part that you don't really see lots of people doing, or I was going to say you don't see lots of people doing, you don't see anyone doing this, but we're going to be going along with you. So we're going to be showing you how we're going to follow along what we're teaching to build out a product, to build out an income stream in a business which is separate to strategy and conversions.
Yeah.
Over the next 12 months, we're going to be building this out. And you know, I think we're always quite transparent with our audience, with our clients, where we say, look, if there is something that you need, let us know. Because if lots of people are saying, look, we need some training on this, or we need some help with that, or we can put something together to really help them. But this is some of the training that's going into the ops room. We're already at the minute, we have the ultimate course creation bundle in there. So basically this is going everything from pre-selling your course, which platforms to use, how to turn it into sort of coaching and make more money from it. But some of these here, look, we've got make your first £10 online. So this isn't just to say make £10. This is just a foundation level of you setting things up that you can repeat this as many times as you want. You can repeat this with different products, but it's just that whole foundation to give you that confidence. And we talk a lot within everything we do at Strategy and Conversions about clarity, confidence, and courage. So it's all about knowing what to do so you're confident that you can go out there and attract the people that you want and sell what you are offering. And you have that courage to say, yeah, look, this is me. This is who I am. Come and buy from me. And this like these kind of things there. So make money from other people's products, make £1,000, up your membership program, create information products, add 60K business lead generation, sustainable acquisition system. This is some framework that we created through working with all these different businesses to, you know, the Pentagon is part of it, but also we look at the traffic source and everything like that and building out your offer as well. The sustainable acquisition system is a service that we offer one-on-one to clients for 6K. And what we're doing is we're going to add this in at a do it yourself, your kind of own pace kind of course within the coming months. This is going to be in here as well, but we're going to add at least 26 premium training programs over the next 12 months into our Momentum Builder bundle. So this is everything that we're putting together to help people. We're saying over the next 12 months, right? So what we want to do here is we want to help someone achieve whatever their goal is in 12 months time. We want to help them put together the right steps now to build that momentum, to start earning income, whether it's a case of is one product or service, is maybe it's several, maybe it's just add in, you know, those kind of different processes into your business to make your business work a lot better, or, you know, get it working if it isn't. But this here, the Momentum Builder bundle, we charge this out at $595 a quarter. We have the Momentum group as well. This isn't public. We don't offer this out anywhere. It's only for our paying clients. Unbiased assist as well. I mean, what price do we even put on that? You know, having someone who can help you at any time. Yeah. You know, no matter what you're facing, someone's there to basically be on your side. We have this premium training here in Momentum. The ones that we've done so far, we've charged out at £95 individually. We're looking at charging that at $899 as an ongoing, where we're going to add ones in. We've also got Progression Club, which is £49 a month at the minute. And then we have the ops room as well. We do all that training that I mentioned. I mean, I don't even know what kind of price we'd put on that. We've got one in there, which is called Make a Grand. So we'll just say it's $1,000 or priceless, right? So just with these kind of products, these services that we're offering, it's over £5,000 worth of products, but it's endless opportunities, because what we're looking at doing here is helping you to build out an income stream. Right? We're also showing you how to do it yourself so you can repeat it. Yeah. We're even showing you how to do it so you could charge other people and showing them how to do it. You know, so like we said, there are endless opportunities there to make money moving forward over the next 12 months. So this here is the offer that we have for Momentum Builder. It's $595 a quarter, or it's $1,995 for the year. What we basically say here is look, you can cancel anytime. If you pick the quarter, you can cancel anytime. Obviously, if you pick the year, you're in for the year, you can cancel then at a year's time. But the whole thing here that we're saying is we're looking at 12 months. So because we want to be sustainable, we want you to keep earning that kind of income. If you stick around for the year on either of these, you get to keep all the training that we've put into that date. If you cancel any time on the quarterly before you hit a year, you lose access to your sort of system there. But obviously, because we're on Saturday School, I've been there, I've sat there, I've wanted to do more, and I wanted someone just to give me the no-brainer offer. this is what we're going to do here for you action takers at Saturday School. Now, this is everything that you're getting within this Momentum Builder bundle. I didn't even mention as well, I said about you get your own members area. We've also got the app. So you can access all of this on the app, right? So the group coaching, the live events, there's live training, you can access it all from the app. Momentum group, you can chat to people and do the tasks and stuff like that within the group. Progression Club, we've been running this now for 4 months. So there's 4 different kind of trainings in there as well. And there's what basically happens is you get different kind of training and development for the longer you're in there. Bias Assist, yeah, you just use the app as well. Yeah, I mean, I can't even get into how valuable this is. It's insane value. But what we're going to do, like I said, for Saturday School, anyone watching this right now, this special offer is what we're going to do. So we're going to reduce it by even less than half. So we're going to say, look, you can join in on this for just $295 a quarter or $895 for the year. Right. So I mean that there, like $895, you know, with some of the training that we've mentioned, but the assistance as well. And then the group training where we're going to be showing you, starting from scratch, how we're going to build an income stream for a separate business. You know, we're going to run through all this with you and show you how to do it for just $895 for the whole year. And if that wasn't insane enough, we're also going to offer a double guarantee. And that double guarantee is the first call is this Tuesday. The first session is going to be this Tuesday. The next one is the second Tuesday of November, which I think is the 6th, something like that. If for any reason you come in and you decide, do you know what, guys, I'm not feeling it. I don't think this is for me. Just get in touch with us. We'll give you a full refund. Okay. It's just like, if you don't want to be in there, then yeah, look, it's fine. You know, we want people in there who are serious and they can see the value and they're going to continue. So we're going to give that guarantee there that you've got 30 days. You know, you can get your money back. The second guarantee, now this is the big one. This is what you don't really see happen. If you come in for the whole 12 months and you follow along with the training, the stuff that we're showing you, and you don't make your money back, and we'll say $1,000, right? We'll put it in at $1,000. If you don't make $1,000, right, £1,000 within the next kind of 12 months, follow along what we're saying, you get in touch, we'll give you your money back. Right. So I mean, look, we're not just saying, look, sign up today, don't do anything, and then 12 months time say, where's my money? What we're saying is you have to follow along with the training, and we've got all the right steps in there with unbiased assist and stuff like that if you feel like you're not on track or anything. But the whole point here is that, look, we're putting our money where our mouth is. So if you come in and you follow along what we're saying to do, and you don't basically make that £1,000, you don't make your money back, well, we'll just give you your money back, right? I mean, how insane is that as a guarantee? Come in, we'll show you everything what to do. If it doesn't work, where you get your money back. So the Saturday School special offer is just $295 a quarter, is $895 for the year. Everything that we mentioned is included. All you have to do is just go over to strategyandconversions.com/Saturday School, and you will see all the information. You will see the offer there as well that you can sign up and join there. Mark, if you can put that in the chat.
Oh yeah, I will do. Just a question. I will put that in the chat now. Just a question from Lorena. Is the training once a month?
So the group coaching is once a month. So what we do here is we've got people in the bundle already. We've got clients that we work with one-on-one. They're in as well. What we do is we get together once a month. And what we do there is we plan out the next 4 months, what you need to do over the next 4 months. That then gets put in as on-demand training as well. So if you can't make the actual date, you can do that. But all the other stuff, all the other training is already in there, or is going to be added as we go along. So you can get in there. The group is active as well. So obviously you can get in and communicate with different people. And we're in there as well. I mean, that's the great thing is it's not a case of this is something that we've put together and you'll never see us again. You know, we're in the group. It's like, look, if you've got a question, if something isn't quite clicking, if you're just like, do you know what, I'm on this week 3 part of this first month and I don't really understand this Pentagon thing. You know, can you just explain this part to me? That we're in there to do it.
Yeah, just an example on the unbiased assist and how valuable it is. We helped someone the other day, nothing that we trained, but he was talking about acquiring another company and how you could go about acquiring a company. Where I had some general ideas about it, being from an accountancy background, but instead of just giving him a kind of a glib answer, we actually got in touch with an accountant as part of our network, and we came back with the pros and cons of how to go about it, and we were able to get back to him with all that information, and it was invaluable to him because it changed the way he was going to do things. So that unbiased assist is on its own really worth over $1,000, because that obviously saved him getting into possibly expensive mistakes, well over 1,000. So
I mean, let's run through that quickly. I mean, unbiased assist. I mean, some of the stuff that we've had in there, we've had people who, I think this is a good part as well. Is it's a sense check where we've called it unbiased assist, because look, we're not biased. We're not trying to sell you anything.
No,
we're not. If you say, oh, do you know what, I'm thinking I need this, we're not saying, yeah, you need that, and this is our bill. This is how much you need to pay for our help. We're saying, okay, let's look at it as a whole. Is this really useful for you? And what we look at here is we have people who, we had like a domain registrant phone this client and start offering different services for local SEO. And it was like, this person's like, it seems like a really good deal. And it's like, okay, look, what are you doing at the minute? Well, actually, you're already paying someone to do this. You don't need to take it out again. And it's like, that may sound like quite silly, but if you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
And it's like, we had someone as well, again, someone with a website where they had a bill come through from their provider that they just said, you need to pay this bill because we need to add this onto your site. And it's like, no, they don't. Like, let's go back and let's check this. And I think, they ended up going forward with something, but it wasn't what they said they needed. And it was like a fraction of the price. It is just insane. We had, the same thing with, people paying out money for ads and stuff like that just weren't working. And it's just like, my ads aren't working, I need a different view. And it's like, okay, look, let's have a little look at this. And with Mark looking at the psychology side as well on some of the kind of wording within the ad, it's like, well, the ad is, is actually telling people not to click. And it's just like, it's just little things like that where it's a sense check. We even have someone in there as well who they're doing stuff now for forever clients. So they're kind of doing like a bit like a marketing consultant kind of service. And I mean, it's quite cheeky, but we're all for helping our customers, but they're sense checking with us what they're recommending to their client. And it's just like, this is what I think they should do. What do you think? And it's like, well, let's have a look at it then. And again, it's like, what we're looking to do here is we've got this, we set up strategy and conversions. We've got this ambition really to basically help 1,000 people to basically either start or grow an online business, or their business doesn't have to be online. We've got this, and that's what we want to do. So we set up these different offerings to help people achieve that, and it's all that kind of stuff that we put together. We're looking at it going, okay, look, what did we need when we started?
Yeah.
But what did we need to continue? And that whole kind of thing of, okay, look, we started and then we had some success, but to get to the next step, we had to then get someone else in to help, or we had to do something else. And it's like, well, actually now, if we can systemize that, if we can have that in a way which we can move people from standing still to achieving the success they want. And look, I'll be totally honest, that if you're going, oh, do you know what, I don't do anything right now, and I can't really be bothered to do much, but I want to make £1 million by 3 months' time, that this isn't for you, right?
No, exactly.
If you're just like, oh yeah, I want to con people out of their money, or I want to offer a get rich quick scheme and stuff like that. Look, this isn't for you.
Yeah.
But if you're going, okay, look, I want to create some sustainable income sources, and we're saying one, right? We say create a sustainable income source. It doesn't have to be one. It could be several. We said about memberships, said about courses, we said about coaching and stuff like that. You can add as many as you want, but all we're saying is the training that we're going to go through is we're going to show you how to do things. I want to say properly, but I say properly because we want to make sure things are measurable, they're sustainable, and they're manageable.
Yeah.
And then that gives you options. So if you want to scale, you want growth, whatever it is, you have those options to be able to do it.
Yeah. Couple of questions here two questions. Yeah, a couple. David Young, he says, I work during the day. Is your training recorded so I can see it? I'll let you answer that one, Jim.
Yeah, exactly. So all the training is recorded. So all the kind of the group coaching and the live training events and stuff like that are always recorded. They're uploaded within 24 hours for you to see that. There's loads of demand training already in there, and we'll be adding stuff as well, which is stuff that you can go through at your own pace.
Yeah,
so. Yeah. And then we have structured stuff as well that is what's the word I'm looking for? Where is like it's congruency, where it's kind of like it's staged, where it's building on top, it's building that momentum. It's structured in a way to do that.
Yeah, okay. And a question from Lorena, interesting one, I guess. So she says, I'm from a country where the sector comprises of a huge, I'm from a country or a county, where the sector comprises of a huge middle class, relatively large affluent class, and a small economically disadvantaged class. Tapping into that type of old-fashioned market is a challenge. But I haven't really got a question. There's not a question. Yes, it can be a challenge, but there are ways, the ways that you position yourself of getting into that market. What I don't quite understand from the comments you've made is exactly what your product is. So to be able to help you further, we need to understand what your product is and who is your target. Which one of those sectors is your target? Because that's crucial of knowing that, to be able to help you with tapping into that old-fashioned market.
I think as well, mate, just 3 things to chuck in on there. It's like, look, there are different challenges. It's not always plain sailing. I don't think anything that we do with marketing is plain sailing. I actually think those days have gone where, we could put a post out on social media and expect to get some business back. So we have to be smart. We have to do things in a strategic way to get the outcome that we want. Yeah. And we're talking a bit about that kind of pyramid of awareness as well. Is you structure your marketing in a way then to appeal to those people. So it depends, again, who you're targeting, what kind of audience you want to come in. But they are buying something that is going to give them value, but more importantly, is going to help them transform from the problem that they have to the solution that they want.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So that's there. And the second part is that we mentioned at the beginning, or we mentioned, a bit of the way through about this whole kind of digital reboot, and people are wanting to do things in different ways. The great thing with online marketing is that you do have the world. It is online, so you don't have to necessarily just stick to a local area or anything like that. You can build up your brand, your authority to be further afield. Yeah. And I mean, just giving an example on this as well, we said that 6-7 months ago, we set up a podcast. 50% of our audience is in the UK. The other is dotted around the world.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So we know now as well that, okay, we've got a big chunk of listeners from America. Well, okay, now if we structure some ads and some different offerings, well, we're actually putting it in dollars because that's more appealing to them than putting it in pounds.
Yeah.
And then we've got some people overseas. I mean, we received that email that said that we were in the top 40 podcasts in Uganda.
Yes, right. Yeah, we did.
It was amazing. I don't know what we take from that, but all of a sudden it's like, okay, we've got a bit of a market in Uganda.
We got to price our products now in Uganda shillings as well.
But this is it, whatever it is. But yeah.
Lorena has also said another comment here was that she's saying she doesn't have a business at the moment. And well, I know we've talked about this before in this, but that doesn't matter because there's enough information here that you can take this and get running, because we have the training of how to make your first £10, how to make your first, your £1,000. So it doesn't matter that you're in a position of not having a business. If you want to start, as we said at the very beginning, a side hustle, or you just want to go into business, you might have a situation where you think, right, I actually now want to create my own business. Ideal, because we can help you on every step of the way to make that further. And further, she says, I am planning to get products from my country and sell online. Perfect.
I mean,
we can advise and help on that.
Yeah, I mean, that whole kind of thing of setting up an online shop and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, there's probably areas there where we're just going, okay, we don't know, maybe shipping from that country to another country, and where something may be a bit of an issue. And I'll give you an example to what I'm kind of meaning with that. It's just on a local term. We had a consultation with a client back last week where they had this new kind of offer, this new service or product that they put together, and it was all around video. So video for business, and they were looking at how they structure it on paper. And the initial looking at it, this offer was amazing. It was a great price point for the customer, and it meant that the client could make quite a decent amount of money. When we actually broke it down, the fulfillment costs of this were actually really high, that the person wasn't making as much money as they thought they were initially. And what we were able to do is structure the offer in a different way that meant that they could still make that kind of money that they were expecting to make.
Yeah.
Just by changing a few different things in how they offered it.
And it really worked well, didn't it? Yeah. So Leon has asked a question. Again, it's very, very similar to the previous ones, really. Just created my first business. Will you be able to help grow my e-learning course platform?
I love it. I mean, yeah, that whole kind of thing, e-learning, I think is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a couple of people who have created courses. We've had a couple of people who've had courses and they kind of got stale, but they're just like, well, I'm not selling anything. And it's like, okay, like how can we rejuvenate what you already have?
Yeah.
So again, great, we went through that. But if you're starting up again as well, look, we've actually already got in there. So as soon as you kind of log in, we've got that ultimate course creation stack.
Yeah.
So we've got that whole kind of thing, like pre-selling before you even create your course. We've got the way of structuring out your course. We've got the different kind of platforms that you can use as well. We've got all kinds of stuff in there just around the course side on how to help you kind of just get going with that. But that's the whole thing as well. Look, I like the word in there that said about grow.
Yeah.
Because what we're not saying is just create a course. What we're saying is that, okay, like how can we create a course? That how can we go back to that pentagon of momentum that we can look at, okay, like how can we get in front of more people so that they are interested? How can we actually get them along to the page or something like that where they are classed as a lead? How can we get them to buy from us? How can we look at what we sell to them next? Okay, how do we keep that client moving forward? So, there's this big thing in marketing that all the marketing money gets spent on the front end to bring in new business, to get new eyes on, to get new clients. And we were saying about that whole kind of retaining clients is that if someone's bought from you already, they trust you, they know you, they like you, they trust you. When you've got something else to sell, they're more than likely looking to buy it. You don't need to keep spending all that money on the front end, bringing new people in.
No, that's right. And that's so essential. And I think that's where people do miss that, isn't it? That they think, well, hang on, I have to bring more people in to buy more products. Sometimes, you can actually look at people who have bought from you, who obviously like what you have because they bought from you in the first time. And you say, look, I've got something else you might be interested in. And bang, you can actually, without being pushy, we are not pushy salespeople. So we're not talking about marketing in a pushy way, because that's not what we do either. Marketing is not business, full stop, but marketing is all about giving extra value to people. If you cannot give them extra value, then they're not going to buy, because their buyers are sophisticated now enough to know that what value, if I don't see I'm getting any value from this, then I'm not going to purchase. So you start putting out different products or e-learning of that kind of stuff, and they've bought from you already. If you can add value to them, even more value than you've already given, because there's something else, they will buy it off you because they've already bought from you, and they love what you have. So that potential market is huge that a lot of people ignore, and probably not ignore, but don't realize that they could tap into.
Exactly that. And a big thing there is, like you said, is that customers come in, whatever product or service it is, you've given them a result.
Yeah.
And that's what you should always look for with any kind of product or service, is we look at the outcome. So we look at that transformation. Look, what problem did they have before? What is the solution now? What place were they in before? Where are they now? And it's like creating that bridge, from one side to the other. How do you move them from one side to the other? That doesn't have to be the complete end result. And we give examples of like running a marathon. You don't say to someone that you've never ran before, let's teach you how to run a marathon.
Yeah.
But you might get the couch to 5K.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Start with.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you get people started? How do you get them a result? There was some training I created back last year, a year before, that we're kind of revamping and we'll be putting into the ops room in a couple of months' time. And I called it quick win products.
Yeah.
And the whole point here is that we give the person what they want. So what the person thinks that they want is, whatever it is to help them get from point A to point B. But what they really need is to get to point C.
Yeah.
But you trying to sell them point C, they're not interested because they're thinking they need to get to point B first.
Yeah.
So we create a product in a way to help them move from point A to point B. And then we can offer them, our expertise in helping them get to point C.
Yeah.
And this here is like self-liquidating lead generation, because we put together an offer that you get paid for, that the person is happy with, they get a result, they're now interested in getting a further result. And this training will be added in there. I think there's something to say with this as well, with this Momentum Builder bundle, is what we've kind of said is, look, we're going to be coming out with lots of different training that we will be putting out to sell. You get this within here.
Absolutely.
Say about, you don't get focused one-on-one help. That's the only thing that we say you don't get, is that, we've got a premium service that we go and we work with clients, and it's just like, right, okay, look, this is where we are, this is what we're trying to get to. We plan that all out for them. This here is going to be, you're going to be planning that out yourself, but with our guidance and direction and stuff like that. This whole kind of bundle, think coaching, mentoring, training, instructing, and
coach.
And it's just like that whole kind of thing.
2 more questions. One from a lady called Esther. Do you teach how to build websites? Or I guess, will we be teaching how to build?
We will be. I mean, there isn't anything in there at the minute that shows how to teach the website, shows how to build a website, but that is something that we do have planned. And not just to build a website, but also to use some softwares out there as well. That are really good and quick and easy to build it. And
I will say, just to Esther, Jamie is a systems guy, Esther, and he's brilliant. So yes, it will go in there, because he's built websites and training platform, stuff we've got here on the training platform. So definitely it will be there.
I think that's it. And to be honest as well, I mean, even with that, like I said, going back years ago, when I kind of started my business as the consultancy, a lot of it was kind of done for you, or it quickly moved into done for you, because as soon as you said to a client, look, this is what you need, they were just like, yeah, okay, great. Can you do that for me? And it's just like, at the time, it was tough. I'm not saying that it was like impossible, but it required a lot of time and attention to do so. Whereas now, the software which is out there and stuff like that is that you can make things happen really quickly.
Exactly.
You can make a website in a day, half a day. If you have an idea of what you want to do, it's just like, you can make it happen really quickly. And again, it is some training that we will add in there. I mean, what we're kind of looking to do is we're kind of looking at the training that we're going to add. So like I said, at least 26 pieces of training. It's going to be a lot more than that, but we said at least 26 pieces of training. So every fortnight we'll be releasing different training in there. A lot of it is on about the income streams and how to make the money. But what we're looking at then is, in the ops room, is we've got the tech side as well. So that whole kind of thing will make your first £10 online. Well, look, we're going to be looking at the tech side as well. So if you're looking at selling a digital product, how can you make sure that you put it online, someone comes in to buy it, they go through a checkout, you get paid, and it's like all that kind of stuff. The tech side, we're going to go through it and show you how to do it.
Okay. And one question now from, another question just come in. A question from Lorena is, can I join the course later? As for now, I cannot focus and be committed. I'll be traveling home shortly because I think she has a family bereavement. And I have to attend to incomplete issues. So when you ask, can you join the course later? I'm not sure how much later, but again, I'll pass that over to you, Jamie.
Yeah, I mean, like, this deal here, we've done this special for Saturday School. So this deal expires. I think we've added it on for a few hours after the session, just for people if they want to just check out the page and go through the information and stuff like that. That there is only available for today. Now, this here will be open. It will be available to join moving forward, but it's going to be at the original price that we mentioned of $599 a quarter or $1995 for the year. And I'll be totally honest as well, we have plans in a few months' time to double that again. Because I said some of this training that we're doing, especially this thing I said about the sustainable acquisition system, that there is powerful. You get to build out your own kind of system within your business, or even if you're just starting, you start from, that kind of base. We also have some certified courses that we're going to be planning and putting in there as well. So you can show your expertise then to potential clients as well and stuff like that. And all this is coming. So this here is just a special deal for people who are on this call.
Okay. And she's also asked, Lorraine has also asked, could you please send us your email IDs? So I guess we could put them in I could put them in the chat box now. Yeah,
put them in. I mean, look, we've got separate ones, Mark or Jamie at strategyandconversions.com. We have one which is just for any kind of inquiry and stuff like that. It's contact@strategyandconversions.com. I mean, yeah, look,
I'll
we're
put
on,
that one in. Let me just put that into the chat.
yeah, I
Contact.
mean, look, we're on social media, strategy and conversions. The podcast is called Strategy and Conversions. It's like everything strategy and conversions.
Yeah, hang on. I'll just put that in now. No, one more. Hang on. Well, my typing is awful. It really is awful. Strategies. I write much better than I type.
But yeah, I mean, this here, like I said, is something that we've put together to help people get the outcome that they want. You know, so it's a case of everything is there. You know, we've been through this. I mean, this isn't something that we just kind of threw together and was like,
yeah.
we'll put this together as an offer. This is something that we're going, look, we're doing it anyway. We're doing it for our clients.
Yeah.
So let's put this out publicly as a package. And yeah, like I said, we've been running it. We ran it through part of the way through September, you know, and then we've got, you know, a few different things like this with Saturday School. We've got something on Monday as well, and that will be it then. And then we'll look at, you know, do we keep it open publicly? Do we just run it every kind of 3 months or something like that? We don't know. This is just one of those deals that we've put together for Saturday School. It just, and this is, you know, this is even cheaper than if you went onto the website. So
absolutely, yeah, absolutely, it is. This is a fantastic deal, and I think this must be the last question. Don't think anyone else has come on from Yusuf, and has said, "Do you teach social media, SEO, and so on?"
Yeah. So again, all these kind of things, right? So imagine if you take social media, you take SEO, you take paid ads, you take websites, you take all this kind of stuff. We class them as tools.
Yeah.
And these tools that they can change and they can be built in a way that suit you and however you want them to work. We then get into the tactics of how the tactics are put together. So we've put together in a system or a process or framework to work for you to achieve certain results. And then we have the strategy side of, look, how is this helping you achieve what you want in business or for your lifestyle? I mean, we haven't even mentioned that really, but I mean, Mark, I know you're big on that about creating the lifestyle that you want. So create a business that supports the lifestyle you want.
Yeah.
So that you're not, if you don't want to be chained to a desk all day, well, look, why set up, you know, individual coaching sessions and stuff like that? It's like, you know, you don't need to do it. But going back to that tools, yes. So look, we will be teaching different parts of tools and how to use them. I mean, we've got that kind of masterclass in there in a minute about creating content that works.
Yeah.
And this is talking about content for the likes of social media. It's talking about content for your website. It's talking about, you know, a bit of SEO as well. But all this kind of stuff is, yes, we will be teaching that. But what we will also be doing is looking at, okay, look, what's hot, what's working, what isn't working as well anymore, what needs to change with that. And I mean, I'm going to be totally honest with you. You're not going to see us dancing in any TikTok videos, but you know, we may look at, you know, how TikTok can, you know, help with traffic and stuff like that. It's like, you know, it's those kind of things where that, and that's part of the group coaching part as well, is that, you know, we're going to show you what's been working for us that you can then follow to make it work for you. So all those kind of tools, yes, that they're, again, that kind of ops room is where you're going to get all the kind of tech stuff and that. Then we're going to have the kind of stuff on the knowledge side and then the expertise side. But it's all about building up that clarity, confidence, and courage in everything that you're doing.
Yeah. One last question that came up, and I'm not sure you can answer this, is again from Yusuf. I came halfway through your webinar. Can you give me a link of the recording so that I can watch it and decide to take up the offer? Thanks.
Yeah, cool. I mean, look, there's a lot of information on that link. So if you go to strategyandconversions.com/Saturday School, there's going to be a lot of information on that page about what we've discussed. Claire did say that the meeting is recorded. I don't know when we get a copy of that, if we can put that up, but we'll see what happens with that.
It'll be quite soon, I think. I don't know how.
Okay.
But it will be sent out by email, I think, if you're on the email list.
Cool.
Great. The only question that's on there, Claire, is from Guy Westerlink, and that's about, I think, the presentation that you were giving about emails.
What was his question?
On the Q&A. Thanks for increasing the success of the emails. How do you grow your list as soon as possible with the right people? It is still a numbers game. Only a percentage of the list will convert. So you always need a certain pool of prospects.
Well, the thing is, the reason I say that is if you're going to say, how do you do it as soon as possible? I think it's important to grow your list with people who are right fit by putting out what it is you're about, what it is you're selling, solving problems for people. And I don't, sometimes it's a numbers. I mean, there's two ways to this. Yes, you increase the numbers and you can get a conversion. I have a small list. It's super engaged, like off the scale engaged, 90% engaged. People buy, people came to me and asked to give me money. That's how engaged mine is. And there's 100 people on it. So there's different trails of thought. So, I mean, what do you guys think? I mean,
I think building up an email list is obviously you're maybe giving them something of value to start with. But yes, once you have that email of engaged people on your list, it's people who love they're fans, aren't they? They're fans of what you do. They're fans of the content you put out. They may have bought from you previously, but even if they haven't, they're following you. They are really not just warm prospects, but really warm prospects ready to buy from you. And yeah, I think it's a great market to put out new stuff that you're offering, because they are the most prime. They're the most primed people in your circle of influence.
Yeah, definitely. And also, sometimes I just don't like it where people are trying to do things as soon as possible. Like your whole presentation, which was great. It's about the commitment over a period of time to put the hours in, to find there's no get quick rich scheme that's going to give you the money by next Saturday unless you buy a lottery ticket. And I think,
and that's not guaranteed.
No, you're not going to be on there either. So to me, like the best relationships are the ones that build over time. And,
absolutely, yeah.
And you guys are offering a great deal today, and you will build relationships with these people. I built a relationship with Simon since 2013, and I'm still here. As part of the business school, and like you guys have built relationships with Simon, and if you said on the first day you met him, which some people do, they go up to him and go, "Hi Simon, can I run a webinar for you?" He's like, "Hold on a minute," people do it all the time.
Isn't that the thing though? Like that is crazy. I think so many people are looking at what's in it for them, rather than what's in it for the other person, and that whole kind of thing of building the relationships. Look, it does take time. Some people are going to be open to doing something quite soon. Some people are going to be further down the line, and that I think one thing to mention on that whole thing with emails is you do get to look at segmenting them in different providers, that you could have someone who is just fresh, and that is your nurturing campaign. And you have your clients, or your prospects in the nether and stuff like that, so maybe they receive different parts.
And sometimes you will get it's like I always say, it's like dating. You might swipe right or left, whatever which way you swipe on Tinder. You might find the love of your life, or maybe not. It's just the way it goes.
Yeah,
I think as well, something that's really interesting that I've seen a lot. So with the whole kind of marketing side, I've been doing that forever long, and then I think Mark, I was at a seminar that Mark was doing, and he mentioned about how forget about goals in your business for a minute, look at goals for your life. And then your business supports that. And it just like that just put me into a different mindset completely. And looking back on things, just how there is a compound effect in things that you do. And it's just like that whole thing of, I went to a boot camp 6 years ago, and I saw Simon speak there. And it's like, now I'm on here doing, Saturday school. So that's a big time in between. Right?
Yeah.
But it's like, but that is an ongoing thing. I think that's when you not to talk about myself this way, but just like that's how you can see people are genuine. Where like they've been around for some time and they're still in that mix doing the same thing. You get a lot of people sometimes always jumping around onto different things, saying do this, do that, and it's like when you find someone who they've been doing the whole kind of same thing for however long, I think you build up that quality, you build up that expertise, and you build up those relationships where that trust is just instantly there.
It is. It's definitely a process, and people who work with you will go forward, and then maybe you'll be doing joint webinars with them in the future with their amazing products, and then that's not going to happen on the first call.
No, that's for sure.
Just the way. So, guys, thank you so much for that presentation. Thank you sharing it with Saturday School, and hope everybody has a look into it and takes it up and works with you and gets on their to all their goals they want to achieve and all of that. Great stuff. So
thank you.
Great.
Have a great weekend, you two. And everybody on Saturday School, thanks for being here. It's me again next week. I've had some requests for next week's session. Law of Attraction, The Secret. Who knows what I'll do next week, but we'll see you same time next week. And take care, everyone.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.